Testing. Okay, great. Here's me and my camera and my microphone. I'm so nervous and excited. We're gonna take it a few times so that it's all like feels good and stuff like that. My name is Ray. I am an artist and I'm very nervous to be filming a YouTube video. It's so random and so weird to I don't know who I'm talking to yet. Like I love watching YouTube and I've watched YouTube for a very long time. And so I know the other side of the conversation and I know the other side of the camera. I'm so used to watching and sort of being an audience member, and in vlogging you have to be present with this sort of portal into your other world and into the world that you're trying to share with people. I'm going to read my sort of little intro bit. So I wrote on my page, first YouTube video discussion and what I want to talk about. I think it's important to be receptive to the idea of sharing. And for so long, I was an artist that created without sharing. I graduated from art school, so I have an honors degree in visual art. And before that, I would make all the time and I wouldn't necessarily share it with anybody. So going to art school really taught me how to be receptive to critique, which is one thing that I'm so thankful for and I'm so happy about, because now I feel less nervous about going forward and doing fun things and expressive things and creative things. I think that everybody has something that they want to share in some capacity, and that's a good thing, that I shouldn't be afraid of having my voice heard. And in the journey of self-growth and self-love, it's important to take those steps. I think for some people it's such a big change to be all of a sudden present in a space where you've never really been present before. Like you've just sort of been a part of the masses, the population of viewers and of voyeurs and whatever. But yeah, I just think it's really important to be able to be confident enough to be on both sides of the conversation, because it is a conversation and there's a point where you've listened long enough and yeah, you can start to talk about it. The next thing that I want to talk about is this idea that sometimes when you're on YouTube and you're watching people, they get caught up in the game that is played with capitalism and consumerism, because it's such an easy platform to showcase your life and your lifestyle, but to not do it in a way that, okay, what am I trying to say here? Like, it's so easy to get so many sort of treats, and there's nothing really wrong with that. I don't think that there's anything wrong with putting a lot of hard work into something that people really enjoy and then having money benefits and sponsorship benefits. But there's a point where some people are so caught up with the game of it, with playing it, and with sort of winning. And by winning, I mean like getting, like they think that they've made it once they have a certain amount of sponsorships, or they're getting sort of the thing that they've been talking about for a really long time. Like if you really like makeup and you're talking about makeup all the time on your channel and you have a favorite brand and finally your favorite brand sponsors you, right? Like how much of it are you doing to play the game? There's a lot to unpack there, and it's such an interesting topic to wrap yourself into this world of sharing and a really cool community space, but then also doing it for a lot of self-benefit. And of course, it's more nuanced than that, but I'm gonna, I want to explore that, and I'm really excited to sort of like see what it's like if I end up talking to other content creators about their experience with those kinds of things. I would love that. The next thing that I want to talk about is this idea of fashion YouTube. That's where I spend most of my time when I'm on YouTube. I love clothes. Sorry, I have a pet chinchilla and she just got scared by something. So that was what that noise was. The fashion vloggers specifically have this this conversation that happens between them and their audience that is a very like fun and free and very accessible content, because everybody has to wear clothes. Everybody loves feeling comfortable and looking good. And so having sort of exploring this fashion YouTube world is where my heart originates. When I was like 12, I made a Facebook fashion page with one of my friends, and that was like the beginning of loving fashion but not knowing how to share it. I just want to sort of preface that that's something that really excites me. It kind of explains the big clothing rack behind me, that I absolutely will be diving into the sort of really fun and normal YouTube stuff, along with some more critical discourse around sharing yourself online and being genuine still while all of this is happening, and being an artist, and how do you do successful work, and how do you stay yourself and be true to yourself, and all those kinds of awesome things. So like, yeah, social media has a lot of potential to be really amazing and to really connect us, and it does, but we really have to be critically thinking. I know I'm not somebody who can be away from it. I would love to be. Like, I absolutely romanticize the worlds of minimalism and off-grid and no social media lives. I think that it's amazing, but I know that as somebody who is really excited about the critical theory behind like social patterns and interactions and media arts, I don't think that I'm somebody who is able to separate myself from that. So instead, why not just embrace it? Okay, the next thing that I wrote here is a little bit of a list of words that I thought would be great to share with you for the way that I want to interact with vlogging. So I wrote down discovery, thoughtfulness, exploration, making, doing, thinking, and playing. And then I want to give you guys a bit of a bio, I guess, for who I am. So I'm a photographer and a videographer and a performer. So I'm an actor and I'm also a writer. And I do a lot of creating at all times. I just finished filming a short film with my friends this weekend, and I'm very excited to edit it and share it. I love to explore. I love to do stuff, and I love to make, and I need to be better. I need to be confident to share my stuff that I make, because I know that I'm getting better and I feel really excited about the work that I do. And I know that there are other people out there that will be really excited about it as well. Recently, I've been doing a lot of like research about language that surrounds cameras. Like, think about the word capture or shoot or the barrel of the lens. It's very associated with weapons. And I think that that's something that's super interesting. And how do we go forward with our relationship to these objects that have such violent words attached to them? Because we could try to change that language, but that isn't necessarily language that is easy to change. And so I just want to find a way to be real and soft and feminine with the lens when it's such a colonial and masculine tool, right? How can I feminize that? How can I decolonize that? How can I explore our relationship in a world that wants to exploit us? How can I explore that in a grounded way? Yeah, there's a relationship when you are the person. There's a relationship you build with yourself when you're both behind the camera and in front of the camera, when you're the one who presses record and it's just you checking your little window on the side to make sure that you look, normal, that you're in the right spot. There's this very intimate relationship that you build. It makes me think about the concept of a camera stealing your soul. Scary. But when I'm looking down this like black voided tunnel of the lens, it feels like I'm being pulled into this interesting portal. And so I'm really excited to see how my relationship and how my view of the camera changes as I continue to vlog and to make content for YouTube to be put out publicly. I think that's such an interesting and exciting concept. I know I keep saying that, but it's true. Yeah, I feel like it's really intimate to try to be yourself and to try to be a version of yourself, but we have so many different versions of ourselves that this is such a normal one now. And it's a new one because for a really, really long time, we didn't have cameras and we didn't have the capacity to record time like how we do in a video. We had painters and we had sculptors, and so we could preserve an image, but we can't capture time. And now we can. And that, I think, is something that's really like, it could be scary to some people, but it's so interesting that we are in this right now. And that's the world. And so I want to be a part of it. I don't want to shut myself out just because it's overwhelming, because it is overwhelming. And I think that jumping into, like I said before, a very beautiful, romanticized version of the world without technology is totally something that is also exciting to explore and totally works for so many people. And I think that's amazing. But I know that for me, it's not something that's totally feasible because I just want to be a part of it. I want to be a part of the world right now. And this is something that's happening right now. We're never, before we've never been able to capture time and to preserve ourselves in action. And that's kind of a beautiful thing. So I want you to come along with me on my journey of capturing myself in time and exploring my world in a shareable way, because I think it's so beautiful and I love my life and I really want to share it. And I want to inspire people to be able to love their lives as well and to find the joy in the mundane and in the normal and in the everyday, because there's so much on the internet that's all overthinking. It's so much overthinking and it's so easy to get trapped there. And I'm tired of being trapped there, and I'm sure you are too. And I don't want to be that person who is giving everybody a solution. Like, there's so many videos out there that are all about do these 5 things, own these 5 things, and your life will be complete. And that's not true. None of it is. It's all about your mindset. So let's go together forward. So let's move forwards together in our lives to find just happiness in the mundane, like in the mundanity. Okay, I'm going to say that again because that was a big mouthful of words. Okay. Thank you so much for watching my very first YouTube video. I am really excited to go forward making a few more, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everybody.